Earth's Final Transmission. Part 1. Commander Daniel. Harper stood in the control room of the space station called Sentinel-7. His hands were shaking a little as he looked at the final message on the screen. Around him, people were working fast, checking their computers and making sure everything was ready. Earth had only 2 days left before the alien ships arrived. The Crithian Empire was coming to destroy them, and this message would be the last thing humanity would say to the galaxy before the war began. "Commander, we are ready to send," said Lieutenant Amy Peterson. She was trying to sound brave, but Daniel could see the fear in her eyes. "When we send this message, every alien civilization within 300 light-years will get it at the same time." Daniel nodded. He had been in the military for 20 years, and he had never imagined it would come to this. When humans first went to space and met other alien species, they were so excited. They thought they would make friends and learn from older civilizations. But they were wrong. The galaxy was not a friendly place. It was a place where only the strong survived. The first time Earth asked for help from the Galactic Council, they were ignored. When space pirates attacked human colonies and killed thousands of people, the Council said it was normal. When the Crithian Empire declared that Earth was a primitive world ready to be conquered, the galaxy just watched. Nobody helped. Nobody cared. The Council met in their giant space station and talked about laws and rules, but when it came to protecting Earth, they did nothing. So humanity stopped asking for help. Instead, they started building weapons. Big weapons. Weapons that would make the galaxy pay attention. "Send the message on all channels," Daniel said. His voice was cold and steady. "Let them hear what they created." The message was simple. It told every alien civilization exactly where Earth was located. It gave them the coordinates of every human colony and every human space station. But it also had a warning. For 50 years, while the galaxy thought humans were weak and stupid, humanity had been building a secret fleet. They had been designing weapons that no one had ever seen before. Weapons that could destroy entire planets. Daniel's recorded voice played through the speakers. "To all civilizations receiving this transmission, Earth accepts that the Crithian Empire has declared war on us. We understand that the Galactic Council will not help us. We know that humanity stands alone. So we are starting our war plan. Our war fleets are coming. To the Crithian Empire, you wanted to take Earth. To the Galactic Council, you let this happen. To everyone else, prepare for what comes next." Lieutenant Kevin Morris looked up from his computer. He was young, only 23 years old, and this was his first real mission. "Sir, we are getting responses already. The Crithian ambassador is laughing. He says we are lying and that we will die soon." Daniel smiled, but it was not a happy smile. Let him laugh. He has less than 2 days before our first fleet reaches his home planet. After we send this message, we will not talk to anyone again. Our next message will be the sound of our weapons firing. As the transmission went out into space, traveling faster than light through quantum technology, Daniel thought about his daughter. She was safe on Earth, deep underground with billions of other people. The fleet crews had already said goodbye to their families months ago. They were all volunteers. Every single person knew they might not come home. Some would survive. Many would die. But they would make sure that the galaxy understood one thing. Humanity would fight back. Daniel walked to the big window that looked out at space. He could see Earth far below, a beautiful blue and green ball floating in the darkness. He had lived his whole life to protect that planet. His father had been a soldier. His grandfather had been a soldier. Now it was his turn to make sure Earth survived. "Sir, the message has been received by over 40 civilizations," Amy said. "The Council is calling for an emergency meeting. They want to talk to us." "Too late for talking," Daniel replied. "We tried talking for 50 years. They had their chance." Kevin's computer started beeping. "Sir, we are picking up the Crithian fleet on long-range sensors. 2,000 ships. They are 3 days away from Earth." Daniel felt his stomach tighten. 2,000 ships? That was more than intelligence had predicted. But it did not matter. The human fleet was not designed to fight ship against ship. They had learned from history. In old Earth wars, the side that was willing to do terrible things often won. Humanity had decided they would do whatever it took to survive. "How many of our ships are in position?" Daniel asked. "All 300, sir," Amy answered. "They are spread across 15 different locations. The Crithians don't know where they are. 300 human ships against 2,000 alien ships." The math looked bad. But the Crithians did not understand human engineering. They did not know that each human ship carried enough firepower to destroy an entire planet. They thought humans were primitives playing with basic technology. They were about to learn how wrong they were. "Send a message to all fleet commanders," Daniel ordered. "Tell them to proceed with Phase 1. The Crithian homeworld is the first target." They wanted war. "We will give them war." Lieutenant Morris hesitated. "Sir, there are 30 billion people living on the Crithian homeworld. If we attack it, most of them will die." Daniel turned to look at the young man. He understood the hesitation. Nobody wanted to kill billions of people, but this was not about what they wanted. This was about survival. "Kevin, the Crithians were coming to harvest Earth. Do you know what that means?" "It means they were going to kill 17 billion humans and take our planet. They were not coming to conquer us. They were coming to erase us. We are giving them something they never gave us. We are giving them a chance to surrender." The control room was quiet. Everyone understood what was happening. This was the moment when humanity stopped being peaceful explorers and became warriors. This was the moment when Earth's children showed the galaxy that they were not victims. They were survivors, and survivors did whatever it took to keep living. "Message sent, sir," Amy confirmed. "Fleet Command acknowledges. They are beginning their attack runs now." Daniel took a deep breath. "Then it begins. May God forgive us for what we are about to do." Outside the station, space looked peaceful and empty, but in a few hours that peace would be shattered. The galaxy was about to learn a lesson that humanity had learned long ago on Earth. Never underestimate the will to survive. Never assume that kindness means weakness. And never ever push a peaceful species into a corner and expect them to go quietly. The age of human diplomacy was over. The age of human warfare had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same again. Earth's final transmission. Part 2 Ambassador Lisa Grant walked into the Galactic Council chamber with her head held high. She was angry, more angry than she had ever been in her life. The chamber was huge, like a giant ball floating in space. Inside, there were representatives from 47 different alien species. Each one sat in their own special bubble that had the right air and temperature for their species. Lisa had been Earth's ambassador for 10 years. She had spent those 10 years trying to make friends with the galaxy. She had given speeches about peace and cooperation. She had offered trade deals and cultural exchanges. And for 10 years, the galaxy had treated her like she was a child. They smiled and nodded and then ignored everything she said. But today was different. Today, Earth had sent its final transmission to the galaxy. Today, the Crithian Empire knew that human war fleets were coming for them. And today, Lisa was not here to ask for help. She was here to explain what the Council had done. "You received our transmission," Lisa said. Her voice was loud and clear. "I am here to tell you what happens next. Not to ask permission, not to beg for help, just to explain." Council Speaker Vex then looked down at her from his floating chair. He was an insect-like creature who had been leading the Council for 300 years. He clicked his mouthparts together in a way that meant he was not worried. "Ambassador Grant, your species makes threats all the time. You are a young race. You barely understand how to travel between stars." "We understand perfectly," Lisa said. "We also understand that this council does not care about peace. You only care about keeping things the way they are. When the Crithians attacked the Pelian colonies and demanded tribute, you stopped them. When they threatened Earth, you said it was our problem." Other council members started talking all at once. Some were angry. Some were confused. High Counselor Zara Esh, who looked like a giant living crystal, glowed brighter. "Your world has only been in space for 100 years. You know nothing about how we keep peace in the galaxy." Lisa pulled up a hologram. It showed 30 human warships. Each one was as big as a small city. Their hulls were covered with weapons that the galaxy had never seen before. "For 50 years you ignored us when we warned you about the Crithians. So we built these. 300 ships total. Each one can crack a planet's surface. They are not as fast as your ships, but they do not need to be. They are already in position around your worlds." The chamber exploded with noise. Aliens shouted in dozens of languages. Their translation computers struggled to keep up. Vexthen's mandibles clattered. "Impossible. We watch all your shipyards. We would have seen you building such a fleet." "You watched the shipyards we wanted you to see," Lisa explained. "The ones where we built slow cargo ships and weak defense platforms. While you were watching those, we were building real warships in the outer parts of our solar system. While you thought we were using primitive fusion engines, we were building antimatter reactors. While you laughed at our simple railguns, we were testing weapons that use quantum physics to destroy matter. We learned from you. We learned that the galaxy only respects power. Colonel Jake Sanders stepped forward. He was Lisa's military advisor. His uniform was plain gray with only one symbol on it, a fist holding lightning bolts. The Krithian Armada will reach Earth in 44 hours. Our first attack will hit their homeworld in 16 hours. We are not asking for your permission. We are not asking for your help. We are telling you that humanity is going to war, and we will win or we will die trying. Counselor Zara Esh dimmed, which meant she was worried. This is crazy. The Krithian Empire controls 200 worlds. Your fleet will be destroyed. Lisa smiled, but it was a cold smile without any warmth. Maybe, but we have done the math. Even if every human ship is destroyed, we will take at least 60 Krithian worlds with us. Their empire will collapse. And here is what you need to understand. We have been preparing for this for 2 generations. We have hidden weapons all over this part of the galaxy. If Earth falls, if our colonies are destroyed, if humanity is erased, we have made sure our final act will be remembered forever. You are threatening to destroy everything, Vex then said. For the first time, his voice showed fear. No, Jake replied. We are promising it. You taught us that the galaxy runs on fear. The strong survive and the weak die. Well, humanity has become strong. And we are telling you this clearly. When our fleets move, any ship that tries to stop us will be destroyed. We will treat them as enemies. The Galactic Council had 50 years to prevent this war. Your neutrality made you part of the problem. Now watch what you have created. Lisa turned to walk out. Her team followed her. At the door, she stopped and looked back. Oh, and Council? Our communication network is better than you thought. Every human in the galaxy heard this conversation. They know you abandoned us. If we survive this war, we will remember. If we do not survive, our final messages will make sure the entire galaxy remembers that humanity asked for peace and you gave us war instead. They left the chamber. Behind them, the council sat in shocked silence. For the first time in 1,000 years, the galaxy's oldest civilizations realized they had made a mistake. The humans were not bluffing. They were committed to war. A war that could change everything. Lisa walked through the station's long corridors. Her team was quiet. Finally, her assistant, a young man named Peter Cole, spoke up. Ma'am, do you think they will try to stop us? I think they are going to have a long debate about it, Lisa said. But by the time they decide what to do, it will be too late. Our fleets are already moving. Jake checked his communication device. Ma'am, I'm getting reports from our intelligence network. 17 civilizations are starting to mobilize their fleets. They are calling it a peacekeeping operation. Lisa stopped walking. Peacekeeping. Where were they when the Krithians were raiding our colonies? Where was the peace when our people were being kidnapped and sold as slaves? It is different when it happens to them, Jake said quietly. They do not see us as people. They see us as a problem that needs to be solved. Lisa thought about that. It was true. No matter how many times humanity had proven itself, no matter how much they had contributed to galactic society, the older civilizations still saw them as children. Dangerous children now, but still children. How many ships are they mobilizing? Over 1,000, Jake answered. Maybe more. The Vren Collective alone is sending 400 ships. Lisa felt a cold weight in her stomach. The human fleet had 300 ships. Even with their advanced weapons, facing 1,000 ships would be difficult. But she did not let her fear show on her face. Send a message to Fleet Command. Tell Admiral Clark that she needs to proceed to Phase 2. Peter looked shocked. Ma'am, Phase 2 was supposed to be a last resort. If we use it now, we will make a lot of enemies. We already have enemies, Lisa said. The difference is now they know we can hurt them back. That is what Phase 2 is for, to show the galaxy that humanity will do whatever it takes to survive. They reached their ship, a small diplomatic vessel that was docked at the station. As they boarded, Lisa looked back at the massive Galactic Council station. It was beautiful, made of crystal and metal that glowed with soft light. It was a symbol of everything the galaxy claimed to be, peaceful, ordered, civilized. But Lisa knew the truth. The galaxy was not civilized. It was just old. The older civilizations had already fought their wars and established their territories. Now they made rules to keep things the way they were, and when a new species like humanity started to rise, they saw it as a threat. Ma'am, we are cleared for departure, the pilot said. Take us home, Lisa ordered. I want to be on Earth when the war really starts. I want to be with our people. As the ship pulled away from the station and entered faster than light travel, Lisa recorded a message for the president. Mr. President, the council has been warned. They know what is coming. Some of them will try to stop us. Most of them will just watch. But they all know now that humanity is not going to back down. We have crossed a line. There is no going back. We win or we die. There is no middle ground anymore. She ended the recording and closed her eyes. In 16 hours, the first human attack would hit the Crithian homeworld. In 2 days, Earth would either be free or destroyed. Everything humanity had built, everything they had dreamed of, would be decided in the next few days. And all because the galaxy had refused to help them when they needed it most. Earth's final transmission. Part 3. Captain Ryan Moss stood on the bridge of the ESS Valkyrie and watched the holographic displays around him. They showed the positions of 30 human warships arranged in a pattern that the Crithians would never expect. The ships were not around the planet. They were around the sun. "All ships are ready, Captain," said Navigation Officer Claire Bennett. She was nervous. Everyone was nervous. This was the moment they had trained for. But training was different from the real thing. The Crithian Defense Fleet is exactly where our intelligence said it would be. 200 ships in orbit around their planet. They think we are coming to attack the planet. Ryan allowed himself a small smile. Humanity had learned something important about how aliens fought wars. Every species in the galaxy fought the same way they had always fought. The Crithians had been the strongest military power for 600 years. Their tactics were old, traditional, and predictable. They expected humans to either surrender or attack their planet like fools. "Lieutenant Alan Price, what is the status of the stellar generators?" Ryan asked. Price was humanity's top scientist for this mission. His hands were shaking, but not from fear. He was shaking because of what they were about to do. "All 30 devices are working, sir. We have confirmed connection with the backup systems. When we turn them on, the reaction will happen instantly." "Good." Ryan took a deep breath. This was it. The moment when humanity would show the galaxy what they were capable of. "Open a communication channel to the Crithian Defense Command. Let them see us." The main screen flickered and showed Fleet Admiral Krathzon. He was a reptile-like alien with scales and cold eyes. He looked amused. "Human vessel. You are surrounded. You have no chance. Surrender now and we will kill you quickly." "Admiral, I am Captain Ryan Moss of the Earth Space Service. I am here to deliver a message from humanity. For 50 years, your empire has attacked our colonies. You have kidnapped our people. You have ignored our protests. You declared war on Earth because you thought we were weak. You were wrong." Krathzon laughed. The sound was harsh and ugly. "I see 30 primitive ships. I command 200 warships with plasma weapons and quantum shields. This will be over in minutes." "You are right about one thing," Ryan agreed. "This will be over quickly. But you are looking at the wrong target. We are not here to fight your fleet, Admiral. We are here to teach the galaxy a lesson about how humans fight wars. While you were building better weapons to destroy ships, we were building weapons to destroy suns." The color drained from Krathzon's face. Ryan could see understanding dawn in the alien's eyes. "You would not dare. The galactic laws, the conventions, do not apply when your enemy refuses to let you live," Ryan interrupted. "But we are not monsters, Admiral. We are giving you a choice. You have 60 seconds to order your fleet to retreat. Every Crithian ship must leave this system immediately. If even one ship remains after 60 seconds, we activate the solar generators." "Solar generators?" Krathzon's voice shook. "What have you done to our sun?" Chief Science Officer Patricia Cole answered. Her voice was calm and professional. "We have seeded your sun with quantum-catalyzed particles. When we activate them, they will trigger a controlled explosion from your star. The radiation will be aimed directly at your planet. Your shields can stop plasma weapons. They cannot stop your own sun. The radiation wave will kill everything on the planet's surface in about 4 minutes. Your space stations will last maybe 2 minutes longer." "You are insane," Krathzon whispered. 30 billion people live on our homeworld. 12 billion more in orbital stations." Ryan's face became hard. "Earth has 17 billion people, Admiral. You were coming to harvest us. You were going to kill us or make us slaves. Did you think we would not fight back? Did you think we would not use every weapon we could build? We are giving you something you never gave us. We are giving you a chance to live. Order the retreat now." The screen showed chaos on the Crithian command deck. Officers shouted. Alarms blared. Krathzon sat frozen in his chair. The countdown appeared on every screen. 60 seconds, 59, 58. 30 seconds, Admiral, Claire announced. Her voice was steady. Sir, the Crithian ships are charging their weapons. They are getting ready to attack us. They think we are lying, Alan said quietly. Sir, should I activate the generators? Ryan felt the weight of billions of lives on his shoulders. But he thought about Earth. He thought about the children who would become slaves if humanity lost this war. He thought about the colonies that had been raided. He thought about the people who had been taken. He thought about the Galactic Council's refusal to help. 10 seconds, Admiral. Choose. At 8 seconds, Krathzon's voice cracked. All ships, emergency retreat protocols. Retreat, retreat now. The Crithian fleet vanished. 200 warships disappeared in flashes of light as they jumped into faster-than-light travel. In 15 seconds, they were gone. The human fleet was alone in orbit around the Crithian homeworld. Ryan let out a long breath. Stand down the generators. Navigation. Set course for their industrial colonies. Send this battle recording to all Crithian worlds with a message. Every world that has military facilities gets a choice. Evacuate or resist. We give each one 60 seconds. No more, no less. As the Valkyrie and its sister ships moved to the next target, Ryan recorded a message for Earth. First battle successful. The Crithian fleet retreated without firing a shot. We are now moving to destroy their military infrastructure. No human casualties. The galaxy is learning that humanity keeps its promises. In the following hours, the human fleet visited system after system. They found Crithian shipyards, weapons factories, and military bases. Each time they gave the same warning. 60 seconds to evacuate. Most chose to leave. A few chose to fight. Those few became floating debris, their orbital structures shattered by weapons they could not understand or stop. On the bridge of the Valkyrie, Claire monitored the progress. Sir, we have hit 23 military targets. 18 evacuated completely. 5 chose to resist. All 5 have been destroyed. Any response from the Crithian government? Ryan asked. They are broadcasting surrender requests on all channels, Patricia reported. They are asking for negotiations. Tell them we will negotiate when we are done, Ryan said. We have 24 more military installations to visit. They wanted war. They get war. Alan looked up from his science station. Sir, I am detecting unusual readings from the Galactic Council station. High-energy signatures. Multiple ships are gathering there. How many ships? Ryan asked. Over 500 and counting, Alan replied. Multiple species. They are forming a coalition fleet. Ryan felt his stomach tighten. This was what they had feared. The galaxy was uniting against humanity. Send a priority message to Admiral Clark. Tell her the coalition is forming faster than we expected. We need to implement Phase 2 immediately. Sir, Claire said carefully, Phase 2 is extreme. If we go through with it, we will make a lot of enemies. We are already enemies with everyone who matters, Ryan said. The Crithians declared war. The Council did nothing. Now the galaxy is mobilizing against us instead of against the Crithians. They have shown us what they really think. We are the problem, not the Crithians. He stood and addressed his crew. Listen to me. I know this is hard. I know we came out here hoping to find friends among the stars. But we were wrong. The galaxy does not want friends. It wants servants. It wants species that know their place and do not challenge the old order. Well, humanity will never be servants. We will be free or we will be dead. There is no middle ground. The crew nodded. They understood. They had all seen the same thing Ryan had seen. The galaxy's indifference. The Council's refusal to help. The Crithians' cruelty. The coalition forming not to stop the Crithians but to stop the humans who dared to fight back. All ships, this is Captain Moss. Ryan broadcast to the entire human fleet. Intelligence reports that over 500 alien warships are gathering. More are coming. They say they want to keep the peace. But we know the truth. They want to stop us from winning. They want to put us back in our place. We will not let that happen. Follow Admiral Clark's orders. We move to Phase 2. We show them what happens when you push humanity too far. As the Valkyrie completed its attack on another Crithian military base, Ryan looked at the stars outside. Somewhere out there, 1,000 alien ships were preparing to face humanity. They thought their numbers would win. They thought humans would back down when faced with such overwhelming force. They were about to learn how wrong they were. Humanity had not come this far. had not built these weapons, had not committed to this war, just to surrender when things got difficult. They had come to win, and they would do whatever it took to achieve that victory. Earth's final transmission. Part 4. Admiral Helen Clark stood in the command center of the ESS Independence and watched multiple holographic displays showing all 300 human warships. It had been 72 hours since the first attack on the Crithian homeworld. In that time, humanity had visited 47 Crithian military bases. 45 had evacuated when given the 60-second warning. 2 had chosen to fight. Those 2 were now fields of broken metal floating in space. "Admiral, we have an incoming transmission from the Galactic Council," said Communications Officer Marcus Webb. "They want immediate negotiations." "Tell them I am busy," Helen replied without looking up. They had decades to negotiate. "We tried talking. They chose to watch us suffer. They are also reporting that 17 member civilizations have declared the human fleet a threat to galactic peace. They are mobilizing combined forces." That made Helen look up. She was 63 years old. She had been in the military her whole life. She had spent every day preparing for this moment. How many ships? Estimates suggest over 1,000 ships within the next week. The Vren Collective, the Tarsian Unity, and the Hegemony of Saldor are leading the coalition. They are calling it a peacekeeping operation. Helen felt cold anger settle in her chest. Peacekeeping? Where were the peacekeepers when the Crithians raided our colonies? Where was galactic peace when our people were enslaved? She stood up and addressed her entire bridge crew. "New orders. Recall all fleets to Sector 7. We are moving to Phase 2. Tactical Officer Gary Pierce looked alarmed. "Sir, Phase 2 was supposed to be a last resort. If we use it now, then we make it clear that humanity will not be scared by big numbers," Helen interrupted. "The galaxy wants to unite against us. Fine. Let them see what that unity costs them." She opened a priority channel to all human fleet commanders. Dozens of faces appeared on screens around her. Captains and admirals who had committed themselves to this war. "All vessels, this is Admiral Clark. Intelligence reports a coalition fleet forming against us. Over 1,000 ships from multiple civilizations. They are not coming to stop the Crithians. They are coming to stop us." Captain Ryan Moss from the Valkyrie spoke first. "Orders, Admiral? We withdraw to the Meridian Nebula. Every ship has a jump disruptor installed, correct?" "All commanders confirmed yes," Captain Nicole Baker of the ESS Thunderchild added. "We do, but using them on this scale would cut off faster-than-light travel across 17 sectors. Trade routes, emergency services, colony support, everything would stop working." "Exactly," Helen confirmed. "The galaxy wants to treat humanity as the problem. We will show them what a real problem looks like. When the coalition fleet arrives in the Meridian Nebula, we activate every jump disruptor at the same time. We trap their 1,000 ships in normal space, 3 months of travel from their homeworlds." The meaning of this sank in among the commanders. Commander Bill Hudson of the ESS Retribution whistled low. "That is basically taking hostages. 1,000 ships, each with crews of hundreds or thousands of people. We would be holding hundreds of thousands of aliens prisoner. And then we negotiate from a position of strength," Helen said firmly. "We are not going to kill them. We are going to offer them a choice. Acknowledge Earth's right to exist and the Crithians' crimes, or sit in the dark for 3 months while their economies collapse from losing those trade routes." Captain Sandra Mills was the youngest fleet commander at only 34 years old. She spoke up carefully. "Admiral, this could make things worse. The galaxy already thinks we are dangerous. This might prove them right." "Let me be very clear," Helen said. Her voice carried the weight of 40 years of command experience. "Humanity tried peace. We offered trade, culture, and friendship. We were raided, ignored, and dismissed. We tried warnings. The Council did nothing. We tried showing our strength. Now they are mobilizing against us instead of against the Crithians. So we are going to teach every civilization in this galaxy a simple lesson. Humans do not back down. Humans do not surrender. And humans will use every weapon we have to make sure our species survives." She paused to let her words sink in. "I know some of you have doubts. I know this seems extreme. But understand what we are facing. If we show weakness now, if we let them scare us with big numbers, Earth becomes a target forever. Every species in the galaxy will know they can bully humanity if they bring enough ships. But if we make them stop and think, if we make them realize that fighting humans costs more than respecting humans, then we buy our species centuries of peace." The commanders looked at each other across the quantum communication channels. Finally, Ryan spoke for all of them. "We are with you, Admiral. When do we move?" "Immediately. All ships to the Meridian Nebula. We have 4 days before the Coalition arrives. That gives us time to set the trap. And someone get me a channel to Earth Command. The President needs to prepare a speech. When we shut down faster-than-light travel across 17 sectors, the entire galaxy is going to be watching. We need to make sure our message is clear." As the fleet began jumping to the Meridian Nebula, Helen returned to her command chair. Her executive officer, Commander Linda Foster, leaned in quietly. "Admiral, are we really prepared to keep that fleet trapped for 3 months?" Helen's face showed no emotion. "We are prepared to do whatever it takes to make sure humanity survives, Commander. The galaxy is about to learn what that means." The Independence shook as its jump drive turned on. 300 human warships began the journey to what would become the most important battle in galactic history. Behind them, across the stars, civilian populations watched their military forces get ready to fight the human threat. They did not know that humanity was about to teach them a terrifying truth. A species fighting for survival recognizes no limits. It respects no old rules, and it will change everything to make sure it continues to exist. 4 days later, the Meridian Nebula was ready. It was a cloud of gas and dust from dead stars. The cloud interfered with most types of sensors. It was the perfect place for an ambush. Admiral Helen Clark watched from the Independence as the Coalition fleet arrived. 1,000 ships appeared from faster-than-light travel. They spread across the nebula like a swarm of insects. "They have taken the bait," Marcus reported. "All major powers are here. The Vren brought 400 ships alone." Helen nodded slowly. "And they are all about to have a very bad day. Activate the disruptors, all of them at once." Across the nebula, 300 human ships turned on devices that humanity had spent 20 years perfecting. The effect was immediate. The special properties of space that allowed ships to travel faster than light collapsed. The Coalition fleet was trapped in normal space. Panic spread through every alien ship. Their navigation systems failed. Ships almost crashed into each other. Emergency channels filled with confusion and anger. Within minutes, Admiral Vexkarn of the Vren Collective appeared on Helen's screen. His 4 eyes blazed with fury. "You have committed an act of war against 17 civilizations," he snarled. "This is beyond acceptable." "Beyond what?" Helen interrupted calmly. "Beyond raiding colonies? Beyond slavery? Beyond declaring war on a peaceful species? Tell me, Admiral, where does humanity's response rank compared to the Krithian Empire's crimes?" "This affects more than the Krithians," Vexkarn argued. "These disruptions have cut off trade routes, medical supplies, emergency services across 17 sectors." "Yes, they have," Helen agreed. "Affecting hundreds of billions of civilians. Now you understand how Earth felt when the galaxy stood by and watched the Krithians prepare to harvest our population. It feels different when it is your civilians, does it not?" President Carter Williams appeared on a split screen. He was broadcasting from Earth. He looked older and more tired than before, but his voice was strong. "To the assembled Coalition, to the Galactic Council, and to every civilization receiving this transmission. Humanity is done asking for permission to exist. For decades, we tried peaceful integration into galactic society. We were met with exploitation, indifference, and finally war. The President's image changed to show videos. Krithian raiders attacking human colonies. Galactic Council meetings where Earth's ambassadors were ignored. The massive armada that had been prepared to invade Earth. You forced us to become what you now fear." President Williams continued. "You created this situation. Now we give you a choice. The faster-than-light disruption will stay active until you meet our conditions." Earth's final transmission. Part 5A list appeared on every screen in the Coalition fleet. 4 simple demands that would change the galaxy forever. First, the Galactic Council must officially recognize Earth and all human colonies as sovereign territory, with full protection under galactic law. Second, the Krithian Empire must pay reparations for all raids, kidnappings, and acts of aggression against human populations. Third, any civilization that wants diplomatic relations with humanity must sign treaties promising not to attack us, with systems to verify they are keeping their promises. Fourth, Earth will get a permanent seat on the Galactic Council with full voting rights. These are your demands? Admiral Vexkarn could barely speak. You are holding galactic commerce hostage to gain political power? No, Helen corrected him. We are holding you accountable. You had the power to prevent this war. You chose not to use it. Now you face the consequences of that choice. Commander Bill Hudson opened a tactical display that all coalition ships could see. It showed where every human ship was positioned and the range of their weapons. We have done the math. If you try to fight your way out of this trap, about 40% of your fleet will be destroyed before you reach us. Our ships are designed exactly for this. Close quarters combat in disrupted space where your big numbers mean less. Captain Nicole Baker added more information. We have also prepared for the possibility that you will refuse our terms. Every human ship carries enough supplies for 6 months. Your ships? Most carry maybe 2 months of supplies. You can reach the edge of the disruption field in 3 months traveling at normal speeds. The question is, do you want to test whether your crews can survive that journey? Silence fell across all the communication channels. Helen could see the understanding spread across the alien faces. The coalition commanders realized how well the trap had been designed. Humanity had not tried to destroy the fleet. They had simply made it irrelevant. Trapped. Powerless. Finally, a new voice entered the conversation. Council Speaker Vex then appeared on screen. His mandibles moved slowly in what looked like resignation. These demands are unprecedented, but the Council recognizes that humanity has demonstrated both capability and determination. We will hold an emergency session to discuss your terms. You have 72 hours, Helen stated firmly. After that, we begin Phase 3, and I promise you do not want to know what that involves. Independence out, the waiting began. For 3 days, the galaxy held its breath. The Galactic Council met in continuous session. Arguments raged across every civilized world. Some species called for continued resistance. Others pointed out the obvious. Humanity had won. They had demonstrated power, planning, and most importantly, the will to use both. On Earth, billions of people waited anxiously. They watched the news broadcasts. They listened to experts debate what would happen. Some feared the coalition would reject the demands and humanity would face a war it could not win. Others believed that the galaxy had finally learned its lesson. In the Meridian Nebula, the human fleet maintained its position. Captain Ryan Moss walked through the corridors of the Valkyrie, checking on his crew. They were tired. They were stressed, but they were ready to fight if they had to. "Captain," Claire Bennett called out, "we are receiving transmissions from several coalition ships. Private channels. They want to talk," Ryan nodded. "What are they saying?" "Most are angry, but a few are asking questions. They want to know why we are doing this. They want to understand." "Tell them the truth," Ryan said. "Tell them we tried peace and it did not work. Tell them we asked for help and were ignored. Tell them we were forced into this position by their indifference." Lieutenant Alan Price appeared from the science lab. "Sir, I have been analyzing the coalition fleet's supplies and capabilities. If the Council rejects our demands, most of their ships will start running out of food and water in 45 days. Some of the smaller ships will run out even sooner." Ryan felt the weight of that knowledge. Hundreds of thousands of alien crew members trapped in space, running out of supplies, facing slow death if the Council was too proud to accept humanity's terms. "Make sure that analysis gets sent to Admiral Clark. And make sure copies accidentally get transmitted where the coalition can intercept them. Let their crews know what their leaders are risking." On the third day, exactly 72 hours after the ultimatum, Council Speaker Vex then appeared on all channels. He looked older somehow, tired, defeated. "The Galactic Council has voted," he announced, "by a margin of 38-9, with circumstances never before seen in our 1,000-year history. We accept Earth's demands." All of them, cheers erupted on every human ship. On Earth, cities exploded with celebration. People cried. They hugged. They could not believe it was over. But Helen Clark did not celebrate. "Not yet. What about the Crethean Empire?" she asked. Vex then's image showed a Crethean representative stepping forward. He looked humiliated. "The Crethean Empire agrees to pay reparations. We acknowledge our acts of aggression against human populations. We formally withdraw all territorial claims on Earth and its colonies." "And the treaties?" Helen pressed. 17 civilizations have already prepared non-aggression treaties for Earth's review," Vex then confirmed. "They will be transmitted to you immediately. Each includes verification systems as you requested. An Earth seat on the Council will be formally granted at tomorrow's session," Vex then said. "Earth will have full voting rights equal to any other Council member. Helen finally allowed herself a small smile. Then we accept. Stand down the jump disruptors. The Coalition fleet is free to leave. The effect was immediate. Space around the Coalition ships began to shimmer as the disruptors powered down. Within minutes, ships began jumping away, eager to leave the nebula and return home. Within an hour, the nebula was empty except for the human fleet. Admiral Helen Clark addressed her fleet one final time. All ships, this is Admiral Clark. We did what we came to do. We taught the galaxy that humanity will not be ignored. We will not be victimized. We will not back down. Now comes the harder part. We have to prove we can be trusted with the power we have claimed. Captain Ryan Moss responded for all the commanders. We are ready, Admiral. Earth has always risen to meet its challenges. This will be no different. As the human fleet began its journey home, a new transmission went out from Earth to the galaxy. Not a warning this time, a promise. Humanity asked for peace and was offered war. We accepted that war and we won. Now we offer partnership to any civilization willing to meet us as equals. We will defend our sovereignty with the same determination we showed in winning it. But we also offer cooperation, trade, and friendship to those who respect our right to exist. The galaxy forced us to become warriors. Now watch as we remember how to be explorers, scientists, and diplomats again. But never forget this. We earned our place here, and we will keep it. President Williams addressed Earth from the White House. Tears streamed down his face. We did it. We survived. And now we build something better. Not a humanity that lives in fear, but a humanity that stands tall among the stars. We paid a terrible price for this moment. Let us make sure it was worth it. Across Earth in orbital habitats on colony worlds light years away, humanity celebrated. But they also remembered. The names of those who died in the war were carved into monuments on every human world. The decisions that led to war became required learning for every student. Future generations would know not just that humanity had won, but why the war had been necessary, and why such a war must never happen again. The Galactic Council convened the next day. For the first time in its history, a human representative sat among them. Ambassador Lisa Grant took her seat with quiet dignity. She did not gloat. She did not make threats. She simply sat as an equal among equals. The Council recognizes Earth, Vexes then announced formally. Let it be recorded that humanity has earned its place in galactic civilization through strength, determination, and an unwillingness to accept subjugation. Lisa stood to address the Council. Earth thanks the Council for this recognition. We did not want war. We wanted peace. But we learned that in this galaxy, peace must be backed by strength. We will not forget that lesson. We will maintain our fleet. We will keep our weapons. And we will defend ourselves and our allies without hesitation. But we also extend our hand in friendship to any civilization that wishes to work with us as partners, not as masters or servants. In the weeks that followed, the galaxy slowly adjusted to its new reality. Trade agreements were signed. Cultural exchanges began. Human scientists worked with alien researchers on projects that benefited everyone. Human ships joined galactic patrol forces, helping to protect trade routes from pirates. But everyone remembered what humanity had done. They remembered the Crithian homeworld with human ships positioned around its sun. They remembered the Coalition fleet trapped in the Meridian Nebula. They remembered that humanity had been willing to do whatever it took to survive. Admiral Helen Clark retired 6 months later. At her retirement ceremony, President Williams gave her the highest military honor Earth could bestow. You saved our species, he said simply. History will remember you as the woman who made the galaxy take humanity seriously. Helen smiled.